Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your mowers have practically built themselves. Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv. Welcome to today's show. Today we're going to be working back again on that 72 Grand Torino Sport promo car that I got that I am rebuilding. And today we're going to be doing some stuff on the interior, but you've seen me do interiors before, you've seen other people do interiors before. I'm going to show you some stuff that maybe you haven't seen before, or if you have, well, you haven't seen from me before because this is new to me. So stick with Mad Dog Merv as we continue on the Torino project, getting the interior together. Okay, so the first thing I decided I wanted kind of that ginger colored interior that Ford put out. So I had to, first of all, get on the internet, look at what interior options were available, decide if I wanted to stick with the original look or whatever, which I did. And I wanted to go with that kind of a ginger looking brown interior. So, and my family has had a couple of different cars, different Fords that had that color interior. So I was a little bit familiar with it. I decided to use this. It's some Krylon Fusion. And it is Satin Brown Boots is what it's called. Satin Brown Boots. Okay. So shake that up really good and went ahead and sprayed the interior. I left the seats because the seats are molded in. So I left those in. I wasn't going to ruin them. They look good. It's gonna be fine. But I wanted to take stock of what else I need to do in the interior. And you'll notice that right here, the door handle is just, or the window roller is absolutely pathetic. Oops, I guess you can't see. Sorry. Right here, the window roller, it's or window regulator handle, I think it's what it's called. It's pathetic. The door, the armrest, even though it wasn't a huge armrest, this thing's really pathetic as well. And your opener handle is actually integrated in here. So I don't know what I'm going to do as far as that, but I know I could probably 3D print something here. So we're going to look at that. I've already gone ahead and 3D printed me up some window regulators, and boy, how am I going to show these to you guys where you can actually see them because they're tiny. Yeah, they're these tiny little guys right here, and so I'm going to put those in there, which is going to be nice. Back here on the package tray, either way, I'm going to do it black. Whether it was supposed to be or not, I'm going to do this black, and you'll see why. Because again, we're doing an early 80s version of this car. And for that, I got to have a couple 6x9 speakers. Well, I'm going to simulate that by, I 3D printed some 6x9 speaker covers. And these actually have little skulls on them, so that'll be kind of fun. So we're going to have those in there. Now, I looked at some pictures, and on the dashboard, this whole area here and this area here, insert here, is black. And I'm going to brush paint those. So we're going to get to that point, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the carpet. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys as far as the carpet. Not everybody does carpet. I normally wouldn't on a build like this because there's not a lot of room to see it. But I'm going to show you guys anyway and show you the results on one of the other ones that I did. Now, a lot of the times you'll buy that flocking, which I love, especially the black, and sometimes you can get different colors too, but depending on its availability, that's part of the problem. And well, when you don't have it, you don't have it. So, and when the hobby shop doesn't have it, they don't have it either. Haha. So now what am I going to do? I got this idea to get some Woodland Scenics, and I threw away the tag on it, but it's some Woodland Scenics. It's really fine, powdery looking. It's like, I guess it's for the flowers. Anyway, there's this nice dark brown. There's this color. There's a green. I mean, so some of the non-traditional colors that you would maybe see, the green I know darn good and well I'm going to use on some car projects. But I need something that's a tan or a brown. Well, you know what? I'm going to use this one, and I think it's going to work out just fine. We'll take a look here in a minute. I'm going to take an old nasty brush, and I've mixed up a little bit of PVA glue with some water. So it's, you see how it's not real thick, but I don't want it that way. And then I'm just going to be very, very careful and apply this where the carpet would be. I don't want to get it on door panels where it doesn't belong. I don't want to get it on seats and things like that. I just want it where the carpet would be. So we're going to try to carefully do that. Make sure that we get on the hump, the transmission hump there, bottom of the door panels. Ooh, now this area behind the seat, that's a little bit tricky, but I think we got it managed. Yep, we did. Okay, so we've got that in. Now we're just going to take some of this, as soon as I can figure out how to open it here, and we're going to put it in here. And I'm putting plenty of it in. I'm going to kind of push it down a little bit here and there where I can. Pour off the excess. And just voila, like that, we have instant carpet flocking. Now if there's a place like here on the seat, bottom of the seat, where I don't want it, I'm just going to take my knife and scrape it off of there. And try not to ruin it from anywhere else where I wanted it. Now if I want to come back with some watered down PVA again, maybe some alcohol to act as a surfactant, that might work really well. So, but for now, we're just going to leave it like this. Now this is the Maverick, the 3D printed Maverick tub that I did. And you can see this is dried a few days ago, and that's how that turns out. So again, not too bad. I can probably need to remove a little bit from some of the areas there, but you get the idea. In a pinch, I think it makes great flocking, and it gives you colors that maybe you won't normally, like you can get the black, but right now I can't get any of it. My hobby store is completely out, so I was grateful to have this. Cal sheet from the Starsky & Hutch kit's really good as far as the instrumentation. I decided not to use it on this because, well, the instrument panel isn't very noticeable. You'll see here in a minute. So I went ahead and just took a tiny brush. You can see I've got to do a little touch up on the chrome. Didn't turn out too bad. The numbers and stuff, you can't terribly read them real well, but again, they don't show up too well in the final product. So here's the armrest, these little bit longer armrests that I went ahead and downloaded and 3D printed, and we will get those installed here momentarily and painted. Here's the speaker covers in place in the back window, and there's like 5 or 6 different styles that I have. I didn't have just a regular old Pioneer, which would have been nice, but anyway, I chose to go with these, and I think they'll work fine for what I am doing. So looking at the rest of the interior, you'll see the little bit of chrome trim, the window regulators, they turned out real good. Here's the armrest, that looks good, and the flocking isn't too terribly bad.
I did use the steering column and steering wheel out of the Starsky and Hutch kit. Much better than the stock one, although I am going to take this wheel off and replace it with a Grant steering wheel. I just have to get it 3D printed and put on. And I still have a little bit of touch up to do on the chrome on the turn signal arm and whatnot. But otherwise, not too bad for the interior. I think this is going to, well, definitely a big upgrade. And I think it's going to be just fine inside the car when we button it all up. Here's a straight down look at it. Yeah, I'm going to be okay with this. So, anyway, hopefully there was something there you learned new. And we will see you in a few weeks for part 6 when we do the engine.